Not a single mega church in America is talking about anything. I stand by that. I don't care what church you name. I don't care what pastor you name. I guarantee you they ain't talking about nothing. And I say that because if that were true, if that was actually true, your pastor would have figured out something that even Jesus didn't figure out. And there's no way. So here's the thing. If you have a growing congregation and over time you have a consistent upward trajectory, getting to 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, there's no way you're saying anything that substantive. Because here's the thing. Jesus actually gets a big crowd. Remember, Jesus feeds 5,000 men. We got women and children. Maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 20,000. Yay, wonderful. First of all, Jesus is very aware. He was like, look, you all are just here because I'm passing out free plates. I mean, let's be real. The next thing, though, keep reading that text, right? Keep reading. He was like, tell you what, guys, unless you eat my flesh and drink my blood, you have no life. And they're like, WTF, man. Like, these are Jewish people. They don't do blood. And you're telling me to drink your... Oh, no. The whole crowd left. And then Jesus turns to his disciples and is like, y'all can go too if you want to. The point I'm making is this. Can you get a crowd? Yes. Can you keep a crowd? No. At best, you'll have ebbs and flows. But there's no way that you're being all the way real with people and you're continuing to grow in a consistent way. There's just no way. Now, you have some churches that are more progressive, right? Their politics are more progressive. They're more about social justice. Yeah. So they feel like, we're the real, we're really doing it. But here's the thing. I guarantee you, if you go up and down the line, their politics, their message aligns pretty neatly with the Democratic Party. Somehow magically, their agenda looks about the same as the Democratic Party. So really, how real are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you fit very neatly within that construct. You're only going so far with this thing. And you're certainly not challenging people morally and personally. You just, you know what I mean? Like, you're just the left wing of the church. That's really all you are. And on the right, you know what I'm saying? Oh, they're going to keep it real about this topic and this topic. But you won't open your mouth to challenge anything. Like, neither side is going to actually challenge power. And we know this because politicians are super comfortable walking into megachurches. They go all the time. They want the votes. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really going that hard in the paint. You just couldn't be. I think megachurches, on the other hand, there's some positives, right? They can raise money. They can do a lot of things that can be helpful to the people. Like, some of that's potentially good. But let's be clear. Don't delude yourself into thinking that you really have some truthful message. You probably don't. You might do some milquetoast stuff. You might every now and then maybe kind of put a high and tight fastball on people, here and there. But there's no way that you figured out doing something that Jesus couldn't figure out. Jesus loses his entire crowd because he refuses to compromise on his message. Now, later on, towards his death, he comes into the city and the whole crowd's like, Hosanna, right? So, yes, I think you can get a crowd. I think you might have ebbs and flows. But if I see a church that over time manages to consistently grow their membership into the thousands and even tens of thousands, I can guarantee you there's only so much real that you're keeping it and only so much truth that you're telling, because people are not hardwired to sit around and listen to a lot of truth. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what your politics are. That's just not what people do. So and I'm saying if your thing is, I'm choosing a church because I want to hear all this truth and have all this growth, no. But if you say, I want a large community of like-minded people, I want the business opportunities, and I also want the opportunities to serve in the variety of ministries that a larger church can offer, sure, I think that could actually work for you. But just go and knowing what it is. That's all I'm saying.